What if the wildest party in South America hides a deadly secret that could cost you everything? Have you ever wondered what truly lies beneath the surface of the world's most extravagant parties? We see the television broadcasts, the images of pure, unadulterated joy. We see millions of people dancing in the streets, lost in a sea of feathers, glitter and rhythm. It's a powerful, alluring fantasy, but what if that fantasy, that beautiful, chaotic spectacle, conceals a reality far more unsettling? Across South America, there are festivals that push the boundaries of celebration and danger. In the high Andes of Peru, Coilo Riti draws thousands to a sacred mountain, where pilgrims dance, fight, and endure freezing nights in a test of faith and endurance. The air crackles with anticipation. Ritual battles erupt, and masked figures known as ukukus enforce order with whips, blurring the line between devotion and chaos. Then there's Peru's Inti Raymi, the Festival of the Sun, a massive theatrical reenactment of ancient Inca glory. Thousands of actors in breathtaking costumes fill the historic fortress of Sacsayhuaman. But beneath the pageantry lies a chilling echo of the past. The climax isn't just a dance, it's a simulated sacrifice, a stark public reminder of the life and death stakes that once defined these sacred rituals. The energy is electric but unsettling. Or in Ecuador, La Diablada de Pillaro unleashes a wild parade of devils, menacing masks, pounding drums, and a frenzy that teeters on the edge of mayhem. These are not just parties, they are ancient rituals where the line between celebration and danger is razor thin. So as the music swells and the crowds surge, you have to ask yourself, what price would you pay for a taste of this wild, untamed freedom? Because sometimes the most dazzling celebrations cast the darkest, most dangerous shadows. And in Rio, the shadows are about to grow even longer. Rio de Janeiro during Carnival. It's an image seared into the global consciousness. The vibrant colors, the pounding drums, the sheer scale of the human tide moving as one. But in February 2025, that spirit was soured by an undercurrent of menace. Crime statistics showed a staggering 40% increase in reported thefts and assaults compared to the previous year. This wasn't just a slight uptick. It was a statistical scream. The city's famous blocos became veritable hunting grounds. Cunning gangs, operating with a chilling level of coordination, moved through the throngs. One particularly notorious method involved the human train. Now let's journey away from the coastal glamour of Rio and ascend into the stark, thin air of the Bolivian Andes. In towns like Macha and Potosi, another festival unfolds. This is Tinku, and it is nothing like Carnival, raw, visceral, violent. The word itself means encounter in the Quechua language, but in practice it translates to ritual combat. It is a festival where communities gather to engage in bloody, bare-knuckle street fights. They wrap their fists in thick, coarse cloth, sometimes studded with shards of glass, though that is officially banned. But in May 2025, the ritual seemed to spiral further out of control. Hospitals in the region reported treating over 150 people for injuries directly related to the festival. The raw intensity of Tinku is something that, honestly, just stays with you. It's not only the sight of the fights themselves, but it's also the sounds that come with them. The rhythmic chanting of the crowd, the sharp crack of a fist meeting bone, those grunts of exertion, the occasional cry of pain. It all comes together as this kind of symphony of controlled aggression. One young man, probably no older than 20, stepped into the circle. His face was just a mask of concentration. The fight was swift and honestly pretty brutal. He was knocked down twice, his lips split open, blood staining his white shirt. But he got up each time, urged on by the shouts from his village. For him, it was a matter of honor. They embrace. The blood spilled. Honor, in its own complex way, satisfied. The consequences of this year's festival madness were not just fleeting moments of danger. They left permanent scars, both physical and psychological. During a popular bloco in the Santa Teresa neighborhood, a sudden downpour sent thousands scrambling for shelter. Narrow, cobbled streets became a bottleneck of panic. A stampede ensued, people fell, and the crowd surged over them. Medics on the scene treated dozens for broken bones, crush injuries, and severe lacerations. One victim, Julia, was trampled and suffered a severe spinal injury that left her partially paralyzed. Julia recalled, "1 minute everyone is singing, the next you're on the ground and you cannot breathe." In Bolivia, Tinku's aftermath brought life-changing injuries, deaths rare but not unheard of. 2025 beatings left fighters critical. The sheer scale of the incidents at the 2025 festivals has ignited a firestorm of controversy and prompted a powerful response from activists across the continent. In Brazil, a powerful coalition has emerged demanding accountability. Community groups, tourist advocates, and the grieving families of victims. They have branded certain areas of Rio's Carnival a danger zone, a no-go area for the unwary, and are petitioning for radical changes. Their demands are clear: better crowd management, a significantly increased police presence, stricter regulations for vendors. For too long, the city has prioritized the image of the party over the safety of the people, declared Ana Costa, whose nephew was robbed and assaulted. This 40% rise in crime isn't a statistic, it's 40% more people whose lives have been violated. The outcry extends to Peru, where the ancient Inti Raymi festival was marred by tragedy. Concerns over extreme overcrowding and commercial exploitation culminated in a deadly stampede, turning a sacred celebration into a scene of chaos. Meanwhile, in Bolivia, indigenous rights groups defend the cultural importance of Tinku while acknowledging its escalating dangers. National human rights organizations and youth activists are calling for urgent intervention, not a ban but strictly enforced regulations. Proposals include mandatory medical checks, strict prohibition on weapons or fortified hand wraps, and zero tolerance for mass brawls. Culture is not static, argued a young lawyer from La Paz. It evolves. To truly understand the chaos of 2025, you have to look back. Brazil's carnival didn't begin as a polished spectacle. Its origins lie in the entrudo, a chaotic Portuguese tradition adopted and transformed by enslaved Africans. For them, it was a rare moment of freedom, a powerful act of rebellion disguised as a party. This rebellious spirit is embedded in Carnival's DNA, a distorted echo that now sometimes allows crime to flourish. Similarly, Bolivia's Tinku stretches back to pre-Inca times, ritualized conflict, territorial dispute, and blood pacts to Pachamama. The belief the blood spilled nourishes the land, a brutal but sacred transaction ensuring prosperity for the coming year. And in El Salvador, the Bolas de Fuego festival sees towns hurl flaming fireballs at one another, reenacting a mythical battle against the devil, a divine war fought by mortals. An ancient legacy of conflict and sacrifice now clashes with 21st century human rights and modern healthcare, a frightening dissonance. These festivals are at a crossroads: wild, rebellious histories versus demands for safety and accountability. Can the chaos be tamed without killing the spirit? Knowing what you know now about coordinated gangs, life-altering stampedes, ritualized combat, and holy fire, would you still go?